Hi everyone, welcome to another webisode of The Good Doctor on EasyLiving.com. Today I'm in the company of Dr. Jihad Saadeh. He's the General Manager, Lab Operations at Proficiency Healthcare Diagnostics. Welcome to the show, Doctor.
Thank you for having me today.
Pleasure. So today we're going to start this conversation about food intolerance. What is it?
Well, food intolerance is basically you are intolerant to certain kind of food. They just push your nerve somehow. And this is what we test you for. You can eat a banana, for example, and your body just accepts it quite well. Well, I could eat the same banana and my body just rejects it.
Why does this happen?
It's basically due to the genetic coding of the people. So certain people actually tend to develop an immune reaction, as we call it, because the minute you put food inside of your body, the body will react in one of two ways. Either will treat it as a friendly and will let it pass, or will actually have a conflict with it and try to fight it back because it looks at it as a germ. Certain types of food, if they stay way too long in your stomach, this is actually when you get the immune system irritated. The best scenario, if you have a car parking ticket and you have a limited time of 1 hour. The guy will pass by. If you are within the range, you will never get a fine. If you pass your 1 hour period, then you get fined for it. So this is how the immune system reacts.
From your experience, what are some of the foods that most likely create this irritation or this intolerance? Because it doesn't happen with all foods.
Yeah, sure. I mean there are certain common foods, sure.
Okay, there are common foods and there are foods that react to people very specifically.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, and certain types of food, they react in a different degree or different intensity to certain people.
Right.
So if we say, for example, I react to cow's milk.
Yeah.
Maybe I react in a grade 1, which is a little bit minimal, but you react in a grade 4, which is quite aggressive. Out of our experience, and we have done in the past year around 2,000 tests for people actually from all around the Emirates, we have found most of the people are intolerant to dairy products and intolerant, and this is coming surprising, to the gluten and the wheat actually. And the minute they stop the gluten, they feel far much better, especially from the abdominal symptoms. Now, gluten is simply an additive. It is being added to the bread in order to increase its shelf life.
Right.
So it doesn't rotten quite fast.
So it's basically the things that we humans create or make artificially that has this chemical imbalance or this effect on our body?
More or less, yes.
Yeah.
The minute that you have an organic type of food, you are unlikely actually. So this is why we see the intolerance to the spices less, because the spices are natural herbs. So it's unlikely that you are intolerant to a certain kind of spice unless you really consume it in high amounts.
You just heard it from the good doctor here. Organic food doesn't have the high level of intolerance as these manufactured foods do. Can you give me an example for our viewers who want to sort of get an inside view of what's going on when someone becomes food intolerant? What happens?
Oh, people develop symptoms of different kinds. Let me put it this way. If you are putting a pressure inside your body and there is a war taking place between the immune system and the food that you have just consumed, there will be casualties, and the immune system is really angry, which they need to express their anger in one way or the other. It has to show. A casualty need to show. So it's either going to show in the form of a chronic urticaria, or it might deposit in your joints and will cause you joint pain at a certain stage. It might blow your stomach. It might actually cause irritable bowel syndromes. Your colon is not really comfortable. You cannot go to the toilet at certain points. You have a chronic fatigue, chronic headache, you just name it. Any chronic disease, it will just manifest itself there.
How quickly will we know? So for example, if I take an almond and I eat it and I'm intolerant to it, or if I drink milk and I get a rash, how quickly would it show itself?
Now, the food intolerance is accumulated over a longer period of time. It's unlike the common allergies that you eat a strawberry or an almond and you develop or exhibit anaphylactic reaction immediately on the spot. That's what we call an acute allergy. It shows itself, you can tell immediately. Now, the problem with the intolerance, it is being exhibited over a longer period of time. So it is an accumulation of stress and troubles. So if I poke you now,